This is Everyday Praise. Thank you for tuning in. And as you can see from the title for today's episode, Michelle and I, my wife, we are celebrating 8 years. Today is our anniversary. And so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to not just share my praise and my thankfulness to God for 8 years, and for all the blessings he has given to Michelle and I. But as I was reading Psalm 117 today, and if there's any psalm that anyone can read, it's Psalm 117 because it's only 2 verses long. And it just talks about God's faithfulness and how it endures forever and that we should praise God. And as I was reflecting on that psalm, and Michelle and I were reading the Devotional this morning, several thoughts came to my mind, especially when we were talking about the cross. And I had initially planned to share some of that in this broadcast, but I wanted to keep today's really short. But God is so good and he is so loved. And I have seen that exhibited in my relationship with Michelle. Sometimes we forget how God led us together and how God leads a husband and a wife together. Maybe you've forgotten what God has done for you and how he brought you together. Maybe you're going through some hard times in your relationship. Michelle and I have had our share of hard times. It's easy for us to still, even now, get onto the crazy cycle where we disrespect one another, we get into arguments, this, that, and whatever. That is still a frequent thing. Not as frequent, and we're hoping that we're on an improving trajectory. But it helps. It helps to remember how God led in the past. And that is something that Michelle and I have never forgotten in our relationship. And I am in large part who I am today because how God used Michelle to bless me and lead in my restoration. I was a broken person when Michelle and I met, and God used her in a mighty way to show me his goodness and his grace so that I could grow from that point to have victory after victory. I still have lots of growing to do and many mistakes to come, but God's grace is amazing, and Michelle has been a part of helping me see and experience God's grace, and for that I praise God, and I'm so thankful for Michelle. God bless each of you, and tune in again next time.